Here at SoccerPredictions.com, we post weekly soccer predictions generated by our specially developed Predict-to-Win computer program. We cover 10 Premier and 10 minor divisions in Europe, plus the USA's MLS and the top 2 Brazilian divisions. To help you check out the validity of our predictions, so you can make your own betting selections with more confidence, we've developed a special interactive soccer predictions analysis tool, which you can access by clicking on this link box, like so. Just let me pull that to the center of the screen and then stretch it downwards for you, so you can see everything that's going on. Although it isn't obvious at first glance, we present the data in such a way that you can easily play with it, which allows you to see the effect of employing different selection parameters for your preferred betting criteria. For example, the particular odds range you might like to bet with. As you'll soon see, our predictions are good. So in effect, this tool would be just like having data output from your very own first-class computer program, except of course that we do all the laborious weekly updating work for you. What you are looking at here are the predictions and results for the week beginning Monday the 26th of August 2013, which is week 5 of the European soccer season. This video is being made at the beginning of week 7. Week 6 only had matches for the minor European divisions. If you see this video much later in the season, then we may well have added a few extra features to this tool. We deliberately show only 10 matches here. See here the limit calls to first 10 options box, which are the top 10 bookies' home win favourites for the full week, and where our program just happened to agree with the bookies' view as to what the most likely results would be. We rarely bet on singles matches, but instead, for the purposes of doing multiples 1x2 betting, we use a maximum of 10 matches, and we usually bet on just trebles and quadruples. Where the odds are higher, such as for under-over betting, we recommend a maximum of 6 matches only. You can use this tool to see what happened last week if you've done your betting using your favourite bet type, employing the factors you rely upon for making your selections. And then you can also see the result of using those same selection parameters for the previous weeks too. You might then get an awful shock and realise that you need to change your current selection method, and this tool will help you sort that problem out. As you can see, in week 5, we made 18.1% profit with 9 out of 10 correct calls for the results and 3 out of 10 correct score calls spot on. The accumulator betting on the win calls and the treble on the correct score did very well for us. Anyway, rather than me explaining what all the options boxes do, I'm going to jump straight in and demonstrate some random searches, just so you can get the flavour of how it all works, and hopefully make you feel that you'd like to try this remarkable tool out for yourself. First off then, let's be conservative here, and instead of standard 1x2 betting, I'll go for win-only betting. The odds there are low, but it removes the risk of you losing your money through the all-too-often draws that creep in, even for what you might think are surefire winners. Note how the data disappears when you change selection parameters, but you can easily call up the data relevant to the new set of parameters, as you'll soon see. I'll leave all the other boxes alone for now, except for the decimal odds. We'll change the rate to 1.08, like this, to 1.2. Okay, and for win-only betting, this is the odds range we prefer to bet with. Now, I have to click here to see what that delivers for us. View data. There we are. Well, you can see that we got 8 wins from 8 valid matches out of 10 original match selections. That's because one match was void for win-only betting. It was a 1-1 draw, and another match was postponed. The overall winnings for singles betting was 0.97 units for 8 units risked, which equates to about a 12% return. And for what amounts to a far less risky form of betting, that's not too bad for a week's work. But of course, you'd have done much better if you'd bet on all the multiples too. Notice also that we got 4 correct scores right within this batch, and the quadruple bet there would have given you a brilliant return, £8,720 profit for just a £1 bet. Yes, You heard me correctly. £8,720 profit for just £1 laid out. Okay, now let me try something completely different. I'll go for over 2.5 goals betting. Again, back up here. Over 2.5 goals. Again, the data disappears because I'm changing parameters. Next, I will request selections based on the stay-in teams only. Stay-in teams only. At week 5, it's usually a bit too early in the season to consider relegated and promoted teams. And there are other options there, of course. You can get all calls. Let me go back again and you see that. You can get all calls regardless of whether or not relegated and promoted teams are playing, or just get only those matches where relegated and promoted teams are involved. You can experiment for yourself later to see what happens with the other options, and be prepared for some surprises, especially at how good our programme has been so far with relegated and promoted teams, despite what I just said earlier. Anyway, next I'll opt to sort on home team prediction type reliability. There are many reliabilities here, many things to choose from, but I'll go down to prediction type reliability here for the home team. One very important thing to remember here is to adjust this low-high button to high-low when you're working with reliabilities, like we are now. And of course, I'll cancel the odds range, like this. Why? Because generally the over betting odds will be quite high. And then I will call for those matches where our program's calls are the exact opposite of what the bookies are expecting. I can have all matches, or aligned, or opposite. I'm calling the opposite. Okay. I will keep the remaining 3 parameters exact as they are. Those parameters are the divisions to use, the days over which the matches occur, and the number of calls we wish to see. If you want to, you can limit the divisions to consider for bet selection purposes, and you can choose to look at either the full week's matches, just the weekend matches, or even just the matches for a specific day. For example, there. And this is the options for divisions. Many choices. Right, now we're ready to press the Go button and see what we've got. Well, look at that. For week 5, we made 6.42 units profit on 10 units laid out. That's 64.2% profit, of course, just on singles. However, by now I bet you're asking yourself what these same betting parameters would have produced for you from the beginning of the season up to the end of last week. Well, all you have to do is click on the Summary for Season link that sits immediately underneath the table, like this. I'll put it down for us so we can see it. What you're looking at now is the output for all 6-week selections from the beginning of the new season. You can see that the overall winnings are 3.15 units for 34 units laid out, which equates to a profit of just over 10% on the singles. Now, let me try just one more search. I said that for high odds betting, we recommend 6 selections, not 10 selections. So let's see what happens when we do that here, with all the other selections for this under over 2.5 goals betting remaining the same. So we go here and we just make that 6. View data, and there we have it. The first thing you notice is that we've made 4.3 units profit on 6 units laid out. That equates to about 70% profit on the singles alone. The acid test, of course, is what happens when we view the season summary again. Can we get a similar result for the remainder of the season so far? Well, let's see. I have to put it down again. There we are. 5.09 units profit on 22 units laid out on singles betting, which is almost 25% profit. Well, that seems okay, doesn't it? So I hope I've now proved to you just how useful this tool is. Once you have properly mastered the use of this tool's interactive capabilities, then each week you should be able to fully understand what the best matches to bet on are, and certainly what is not worth betting on. But to be able to do that, You will have to do some testing work for yourself on what, for the time being, is a completely free tool. Anyway, now you've had this simple introduction as to how our soccer predictions analysis tool works, I hope you can see its potential for helping you to select more winners for yourself. However, if you still have queries about how to use this tool, please contact us by email simply by clicking on the Contact Us link on the top menu bar. We'd be pleased to hear from you. Thanks for listening, and I hope you'll enjoy using this unique prediction tool.